This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
Cotton, foul! You just can't keep a good man down.
Law sees a pass baseline and gets upstairs.
Bryce Cotton sneaks away. Oh my goodness, he's done it again. Back to Bryce, flick back. Oh wow. In a row from that spot from Vic Law. That's ridiculous. Step back.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy good from Bryce Cotton.
Unguardable.
The real king fills it up.
Law for three.
Oh my.
He's draining them from everywhere.
Come on. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Vic Law
Come on.
all the way.
Oh no.
Oh yes. Cotton to Law. We're going to be saying that a few times this NBL22 season.
Hello and welcome to the Hungry Jacks NBL New Year's Eve blockbuster in Cairns. And yes, the Perth dynamic duo, the two highest scoring players in the competition, Bryce Cotton and Vic Law, in town for this battle for top spot, as I welcome NBL Championship winner Peter Hooley and the number one journo in the game, former NBL player Liam Santa Maria. Welcome, guys.
Thanks, Dwayne. Happy New Year to you, and yeah, looking forward to this. Always fun in the tropics on New Year's Eve. The Taipans heavily undermanned. They're going to need some guys to step up big time. And the Wildcats, their first game on the road after 5 in the jungle.
Yeah, 4-1 record at home, but now they have this long stretch away from home. Let's have a look at their DoorDash starting 5, 25% off your first order over $20, but use the code COUNTDOWN. Pete, what do you make of it?
Well, it's the same starters they had last time. We got Kevin White in there. Michael Fraser looked like he found his feet in that last game at home. But Mitch Norton, he's back on the bench. He'll play 2 to 3 minute spurts, Scott Morrison said. Matt Hodgson back in the lineup. And you look at their whole team there, they're really Todd Blanchfield away from being at full strength. And that's what you want. When you're going on the road, you want to try and get as many games with your full strength lineup or near that as possible. So this will be tough night for Cairns.
Arguably the two best players in the competition in the one team. Perth, you're picking a game to watch in the NBL. You've picked a good one because this is the hottest team in the comp with the two hottest players in the comp.
Well, they are outstanding, aren't they? The two leading scorers, as you say, 24 for Law, essentially 24 for Cotton. Look at the three-point shooting from Vic Law, 50% at a high volume as well. Bryce Cotton with a bunch of playmaking in there as well. This is what they envisaged when they signed Vic Law, that these two would work well together, and it's just so hard to guard. Who do you put your primary defender on? Bryce Cotton is, of course, that guy, but you can't defend him how you usually would because on those rotations, Vic Law is going to make you pay.
That last home game, Vic Law said to Sean Reddish that he's okay with being the Robin to Bryce's Batman, but make no mistake, there is no sidekick with these two. They are legitimate superstars, one of the best import duos, one of the best duos we have in the competition. Looking forward to seeing him out there tonight.
So, the DoorDash starting 5 for Cairns, and it's been shaken up a little.
Well, sure has. Geez, of course, no Scott Machado. He's out right now. And Tajir McCall slipped during shoot-around. He was outstanding last week. And there we're going to really miss the playmaking from those two imports. Kuol, Noi, and Deng starting on the perimeter. Keanu Pinder and Zimmerman on the interior. So a really big starting lineup for Adam Ford. And as I said off the top, I mean, they're going to need some guys to have career nights tonight. Kuwat Noi, Majuk Deng, Zimmerman, and they're going to need a good impact from Nate Jawai off the bench.
Well, they are. And Big Nate hasn't been too happy with the way he's been officiating in the last couple games, and he said that, and he's going to have to stay out of foul trouble tonight because he's going to have plenty of opportunity. And you wonder, is Adam Ford going to throw? He's going to junk up a lot, you'd think, on the defensive end with that kind of starting lineup. Are they going to try and throw a zone out there a lot? Be interesting to see how they attack this. It's going to be a tough task no matter when you play the Wildcats, let alone when you're down key players.
The big challenge is also going to be at the offensive end in terms of playmaking. Scott Machado and Tajir McCall, those guys can get the ball into the paint, set guys up. Of course, McCall had 10 assists last game out when they beat the 36ers. So how do they find those buckets at the offensive end against a Wildcats team looking to make a statement on the road?
Good crowd in Cairns Convention Centre, and it is great to have your company wherever you might be watching the Hungry Jacks NBL around the land. Perth Wildcats, we know, they've always been the gold standard. 10-time NBL champions. played in the last 35 final series in a row. But Cairns Taipans have a pretty good record here at the Convention Centre. They won their past 9 games here, and if Cairns win this game tonight, they'll be equal top of the NBL ladder. Same 3-win, 1-loss record as South East Melbourne Phoenix and Illawarra.
Well, make no mistake, it's going to be an almighty test because, as Liam said, you take out the playmaking ability of McCall and Machado. It's really open for... What it will do is give everybody no leash tonight. So Adam Ford's basically saying, when you're out there, you play with confidence. I'm not ripping you off for taking too many bad shots unless it gets really out of control. They need guys to be able to make plays and make a lot of them. Because the Wildcats, another team you'd think that if they come in this and start putting in a bit of a margin, they haven't played for a while. They're away from home. They're going to want to stay out there. Bryce Cotton, Vic Law, they don't want to sit down too early in this one.
What was rough for the Taipans was they were expecting the bottom place team, New Zealand, to be coming to town. Then the schedule changed 72 hours ago. The top team comes into town, and then they lose to Jim McCall. So up against it, the message from Adam Ford will be pretty simple. Don't hold back. Have fun. Give it a go.
Should be hot early in more ways than one in far north Queensland. Both teams well rested. Perth last played 12 days ago. Cairns last played 13 days ago. And Cairns have been good starters this season. Led a quarter time of every NBL game they've played this season. The Taipans, and they've got the home crowd on their side.
Well, that might be one positive. They can try and get off to a good start because they lead the league in first quarter scoring with 25 points. They average in that first quarter, but unfortunately they're last in the league in second quarter scoring and fourth quarter. So let's see if they can get off to a good one here.
As Liam Santamaria told you, this is the Wildcats' first game on the road, and an early foul as Cotton was about to take off.
Well, it's a fun matchup. Bullquall, the rookie. Adam Ford's been excited about what he's been getting done at the defensive end. Had the job on Mitch McCarron to begin that game when they last played, and he's got the 3-time MVP. Bryce Cotton off the tip.
It was Adam Ford, first season as Cairns coach. Back to Vic Law, the #1 scorer in the competition, to Bryce Cotton, the #2. Madjock, they work it around. Shot clock winding down. Bryce Cotton steps it in, and on the run, couldn't get the tip. They get the rebound. Madjock ding, and the crowd go crazy early. Good start. They get a stop. Bullquall. Big Zim, Stephen Zimmerman, all 7 foot of him. Oh, yeah. And is it waved off? Yes.
An early foul on Vic Law on the weak side there. Just getting involved in with Kawatnoi and just grabbing Keanu Pinder as he tries. Geez, it was a soft call, but the Taipans will take it. And they need Kawatnoi to be aggressive. Had 17 points, shot the ball really well against the Wildcats earlier in the season. Coming off a bit of a quiet one last week.
Roy gave it up. Zimmerman under the bucket. All 7 foot of him, as I mentioned, and they need points. They've been getting plenty of rebounds.
Well, that's a good start. From the big fella down low, they rolled into him, and Majuk did well to push him off the line, but he finished with the non-preferred. That's a really positive start.
Good vibe, good atmosphere. New Year's Eve blockbuster with top spot up for grabs as Bryce gets it rejected. Madjock dang, not in our house. Straight back down the other end. Bullquall all the way to the bucket and one.
Outstanding start for the Taipans. Exactly what Adam Ford and this passionate home crowd were looking for. Some couple of stops and then out in transition. The help from Majuk Deng here as Cotton got past Zimmerman, and Bullquall putting heat on the rim, pressure on the defense, and one opportunity.
Well, it has been good energy. The crowd loving it, and that's what they're going to have to try and sustain for 40 minutes. You want to take Perth out of their offensive comfort zone. You've got to help each other like Majuk Deng did, and Bullquall set the tone early when he was getting up and in Bryce Cotton. You know, he picked up the first foul, but learn from that and just try and keep playing with that high intensity. Just do anything to disrupt Perth's flow.
First free throw of the season for Bullquall. We're going to have a big role to play. Here he is in the grill of Bryce Cotton. And the scream for defense, and they get it. Noi picked the pocket, little Euro, all the way to the bucket to Pinder.
Outstanding work from Kawatnoi down low. Vic Law trying to post him up on the block, and Noi fighting hard for position over the top, and eventually he got the steal.
Things don't always go to script, but they have been the #1 first quarter team in the comp this season, Cairns. And they have started brilliantly. Another stop. Cole passed up the opportunity for the three-pointer, put it inside, and it's point after point after point. And there's been a timeout called. Quat Noi, Bull Cole, they are wreaking havoc, and the crowd on their side, Madjuk Deng and co. Big low five, ho five from Adam Ford.
Oh, what a good start on the Taipans. They've been helping each other, sharing the ball. And this is what happens. They do lead that league in scoring for 25 points in the first quarter. But credit their defense, and we wondered why they were going to have a big lineup out there. They're switching everything. They're just basically saying, if we have Bryce Cotton on Zimmerman, doesn't matter if he gets beat, we're going to have someone behind to help out. They've done that the last two, and they've got turnovers from it.
Scott Morrison calling the timeout, wants to put a stop to this. Their first road game for the Wildcats this season. First 5 games all at home. They came away with a 4-win, 1-loss record, and they are playing for top spot.
Drive right by them. They can't help. Okay? Get the switch. They're switching everything. Get your matchup, attack, and start moving the ball. Start moving the ball. Press break. Bryce, throw it in. Kevin and Vic here. Okay? Boom. Attack through the middle. Attack through the middle. Let's go.
Just a little momentum stopper from Scott Morrison. Just calming his troops down, getting everyone back on track. And he made a good point there about the offensive end, that the Taipans switching on and off the ball. But what I've liked is they've switched aggressively. They've switched to deny. And as a result, the Wildcats catching it much further out. And it's been a really impressive start, energetic start from the Taipans.
Again, the Wildcats, the #1 scoring team in the competition this season, and they haven't scored yet. Law. Cott. From outside. Rims out, and they get another stop. So they're forcing the ball out of Cotton and Law's hands. Pinder feeds it in. Deng. Turns, shoots, and drops another on them.
Oh my, 11-zip. This is the biggest deficit the Wildcats have had all season long to this point, and it's happened inside the first 3 minutes.
Again, the shot from outside rims out. And another stop, and they can add to this lead. Bull Cole gives it up. Zimmerman. Deng gave it some thought. Zimmerman, three's not his shot to take. Cole, single-figure shot clock, weaves his way in, draws the foul.
You can hear Adam Ford on the sidelines calling out delay, delay, delay throughout that half-court set. So trying to control the tempo, 5-out spread delay offense, where they give opportunities to penetrate just like this. See, nobody in the lane there offensively. Opportunity for Bull Quoll to be aggressive. So that's obviously the game plan coming in from Adam Ford. Let's spread it out offensively. Use the shot clock, control the tempo, see if we can get something good.
And defensively, saw that contested three from Michael Frazier. It's kind of like Adam Ford's thing. What do you want to live with the most? If you can live with contested threes, you take that compared to when you do have to switch and you got a big on a guard like Zimmerman guarding Bryce Cotton, then you want to make him do something else. Try and make him beat you and make him trust your help. That's what you want to see. You've got Scott Machado, McCall, even Jared Kenny nearly hip and shouldered Adam Ford earlier in this quarter, trying to run up and down the sideline. Everybody helping each other out, playing with that energy.
Step back three from Vic Law, and that doesn't drop. Not working for the Wildcats. Bryce Cotton to stop the right. Step back two. Air ball, which is rare from Bryce. Zimmerman takes it down the floor. The big guy had it. He lost it. He got it. And he nearly got it back again, but he was stumbling. Bryce behind the back, and finally the jam to get them some score. Michael Frazier on the follow.
Good awareness from Cotton. Had Madjuk Deng behind him, ready to contest, but aware of his teammate trailing behind.
Zimmerman, part of the seas. No one near him.
Oh, just a breakdown defensively from the Wildcats, and Zimmerman took advantage. We saw him with the ball handling in the open floor, nearly turned it over, but has shown glimpses of being able to put it on the ground.
Vic Law runs into Big Zim. Calls the shot to miss. Pinder. There's that delay call again. You mentioned Liam from Adam Ford. Zimmerman hands it up to Noy and gets buffeted under the bucket.
Well, it's a scheme and an offensive strategy that's going to work well for a guy like Kawat Noy. Here is that pass again from Cotton. Majuk Deng wasn't able to get back and contest. Zimmerman able to find the lane. Good screen there from his teammate, but it's going to open the lane for guys like Kawat Noy. We saw Bull Qual, that attack from Steven Zimmerman. And the Wildcats are going to need to sit down and guard their guy, stay in front of the ball.
They're already in the bonus, the Taipans here, so 4 fouls on the Wildcats. Next time they'll go to the stripe to shoot 2 with plenty of time left in this quarter.
Zimmerman. It's his way past Hodgson. Tried to float it in, didn't work. Travers. Law. Nowhere to go. Single figure shot clock. Bryce Cotton. Little flick back was nice. The finish not quite there from Norton.
And the Taipans will live with that. You see everybody helping. The mismatch was Vic Law down low on Jared Kenny. Everybody was helping out. They just wanted to keep it out of the paint. They rotated, got the ball out of Bryce Cotton's hands, and Mitch Norton taking a 3 ball. That's a big tick for the Cairns scout.
Zimmerman. Spin. Crunched. Pocket picked by Hodgson.
Good help D from Travers there as well. Just came across at the perfect moment.
Hodgson. Nowhere to go. Here's pocket picked after doing a bit of his own pocket picking down the other end. Floater on the run will do it. And the flex from Majuk Deng.
Well, he's coming off a great game. I know it was a long time ago, but had 23 points and was feeling really good about himself. He seemed to have turned a corner early in the season where he struggled early. He only had 5 points a game up until that point.
Hodgson went for the jam. Zimmerman took the foul.
Good job there from the Wildcats. Just going to something there for Bryce Cotton. A little pin down on the weak side. They clear out the space. He comes off Matt Hodgson, and he's got some room to operate. Punish the help, find the big fella low, and they get a trip to the free throw line.
Adam Ford, first season as Cairns coach, ex-Perth Wildcats assistant. Got to be happy with the start they've got here at home. Won their past 9 games here at the Cairns Convention Centre. The Taipans, 12 of their last 13 here.
Wagstaff said we were going to go 3, but we won't now. Okay, just be aware after this foul shot, they're going to try and look to press us, okay? So JK, Bull, you're my inbounder. Juk, you're my 4 now. Zim, you're back, okay? So down, here, so get that press, all right? Let's look to do it again. Delayed, bring Cotton, but space it a little bit more, so take your time. Let's not even worry about the action. Just go flat, bring Cotton into your left hand, go to work, all right? They're not calling these fouls, right? So fucking dunk it on someone. Yeah, Taipans 3, 1, 2, 3.
There's Adam Ford just getting the troops ready for these last 4 minutes. And you hear there, before they realised that Jesse Wagstaff came in, he said they were going to go 3, some sort of zone potentially to try and junk it up now, and that's with Mitch Norton out there, Matt Hodgson and Luke Travers to try and, you want them shooting long 3s, contested 3s, but you have to make sure you get to Bryce Cotton, and now that Wagstaff's in, you can't do that because he'll stretch the floor, he'll step out and make it even harder to guard that.
Hodgson, bit of a groin injury. He started game 1, only played a minute, injured his groin, and he's had a little difficulty getting back, but had some good rest in the last 2 weeks. Only 12 days since they last played. So both teams, all players, should be pretty well rested.
Here's that press defense that Adam Ford prepared his group for in the huddle.
Bull takes his time. We'll step back on Travers. Lost it for a second. Zimmerman. Oh, dainty. Can he finish though? Gets himself into the paint. Spin off the glass. Can't finish, but they'll get it back.
Well, that's the play they called in the huddle. You heard Adam Ford say we're going to bring Bryce Cotton into that action for Zim to go on his left hand. So Bryce Cotton gets brought in to defend the ball screen. And they're giving Zimmerman playmaking opportunities off the pick and roll.
Having himself some fun out there at the moment, as are all the Taipans. Not that time. Norton quickly down the floor. Tough bucket. Didn't make it. Travers pulls it back out. Wagstaff on the floor now. Takes it himself off the glass.
Well, the whole Scouts changed Wagstaff this year because he has just shown he is intent on putting the ball on the floor and attacking the hoop for layups. And normally, Majuk Deng, you'd say that's the right thing, run him off the three-point line, but right now you can't do it. He's feeling really good, scoring in a variety of ways. And Wildcats just can't string stops together right now.
Noy with that beautiful floater on the run. Nate Jarwai about to come on. Kept the Perth Wildcats to 5. Virtually 2.5 left in the first. And another stop. They can parlay that into a bigger lead. Off the glass, Majuk Deng.
Well, he started it, Majuk Deng. Just his activity at the defensive end. Active hands, got the deflection. And then Noy able to thread the needle in transition.
21-5. The away team in their first away game of the season. Shell shock right now. Bryce Cotton. You know he's going to heat up at some stage. Not quite yet. 2 go down under the bucket. And that's going to be a Wildcats ball. Foul call on Cole.
42. Hold on the rebound.
So 2 minutes left in the first. Vic Law, no score. Bryce Cotton, no score. The 2 highest scoring players in the competition so far.
The Wildcats 2 of 12 from the field over these first 8 minutes. 0 for 5 from long range.
And they're both having a seat. But Bryce gets more and more dangerous the longer he goes cold. You know he's going to heat up at some stage. And another steal. Straight back down the floor. And the jam. And the flex. Majuk Deng.
Well, this is just an incredible start from the Taipans. The crowd love it, and why wouldn't you? And it all comes from the way they're playing on the defensive end, getting stops and running.
This activity from Majuk Deng, as you say, Pete, that's been the tale of the tape so far. And then cashing in down the other end. He's using his length and his athleticism and his anticipation to pick it off. That's 3 steals for Majuk Deng and a game high 10 points already.
Cairns coach Adam Ford said pre-season, we love not being taken seriously as a contender. We want to hear that and use it as fuel. Well, they're using it as fuel right now.
Here you go, Dwayne, the old stand-up timeout. This is when there's no microphone allowed because that's not a very friendly spray. And fair enough, Scott Morrison. I mean, this is the trap you can fall into when you're the Wildcats coming in and you see after shoot-around, the Tajir McCall is rubbed out and you're automatically thinking we can walk into this game and win. You've got to come out and match the energy. And we talk about this all season, every season. Going into Cairns is a tough place to play, no matter who's on the floor. The environment, the fans get around it, so you've got to come in and match their intensity. They just have not done that in these first 8 minutes. And that timeout would not have been fun to be in.
There's the former head coach of the Taipans. First time back in this arena, playing against his former team. 3 seasons at the helm of the Taipans. Moved on, and the head coach down the other end, a former Wildcat, won some championships on Trevor Gleeson's coaching staff, but has never beaten Perth as a head coach.
Yeah, he's 0 on 6 against Perth. Adam Ford is the jam this time from Majuk. He's 0 on 6 against the Wildcats, Adam Ford, but 0 on 5 of that as the Kings coach. Deng had it stolen. See if Perth can have a big finish to this first. Not the tip from Majuk, gets it back. Second attempt, third attempt, fourth attempt. Nate Jarwai under the bucket, fighting for it as well. And it's still going to be a Wildcats ball.
That's going to frustrate Adam Ford. Put Big Nate out there now and give up a couple offensive rebounds in succession. And those are the things that you just can't afford to do. And Fraser coming across, and what they have done well in these first few minutes is when they've had someone go up to try and contest like Big Nate did there, someone else is coming in to smack the big guy for Perth, whether it's Majuk or Hodgson, to not let them get on the rebounds. So they're all helping each other. That was just a jumping competition, and you're going to lose that more often than not.
So Deng, a well-earned rest for Cairns. Majuk at the line, but he's 58% from the free throw line his career essentially and this season. So don't be surprised if he misses a couple. Ooh, got the lucky roll with the second. Nartai on the floor now for Cairns. Jarrett Kenny. Nate Jarwai. Marshall Nelson getting some game time as well. Been a late inclusion with Scott Machado being out. Travers straight back down the other end, rejected again. Nartai. He pulls it back out, shows some patience. Pinder had it pinched. Frazier tried the Euro, they knew what he was doing, and Pinder was in his way.
Good activity from Pinder, timing and athleticism on the shot block with Travers, and clears that defensive rebound.
Kenny, long-range pull-up two. Oh, it's tipped in by Travers.
Well, it's all going right now for the Taipans. Yeah, Adam Ford just basically scrapping whatever they wanted, saying just play, just go with whatever's working. Jared Kenny misses. Makes it on that nice little roll.
Go.
Travers wants to get that bucket back to Frazier, and he drops a big three there.
5 on the glass. Go, 1 stop.
Still going to be a big lead for Cairns at quarter time. Pull up from the top, from outside to end the quarter. Cairns 25, Perth 11. The battle for top spot. Cairns win this one. They're equal top of the Hungry Jacks NBL ladder. Perth win it. They are outright top. Great to have your company for this New Year's Eve blockbuster. Perth 11, Cairns, the home team, hot on 25. Home crowd absolutely loving it at the Cairns Convention Centre. The New Year's Eve blockbuster, and they're getting their money's worth right now, the home crowd. They've led at quarter time in every game this season, the Taipans, and they lead this one at quarter time by 14 over the Perth Wildcats, who've been stunned.
Well, they have, and Taipans, as we said off the top, right on their first quarter average, leading that league with 25 points per game in the first quarter. Problem is they're last in the league for second quarter scoring, so how can they maintain that in this one?
You know Perth are going to come back. You know they're going to wind their way back in this one. They're the #1 scoring team in the competition, the Wildcats, and they can score quickly. Someone's going to have to get hot in a hurry. Vic Law with the spin move and the early 2.
Well, his first bucket, Vic Law, and the challenge for the Taipans, big terrace screen from Nate Jawai.
What about that? That was a brick wall screen. And they come up with the bucket with the second attempt, which is nice to see. So Marshall Nelson, we're going to see a bit of him. Robbie Heath, we're going to see a bit of him as well for the Taipans. They've got a couple of their guns out. Tajir McCall out as Vic Law pops in another 2. And Scott Machado is also out. Delay of game.
Big score to grab the ball. I'm going to get delay a game. I was coming towards me. I really don't block that. One or the other.
Machado there.
Delay a game.
He's been superstar of this competition for a long time.
One or the other. You got to pick one. One or the other.
Scott Morrison, well, he's not happy. He's saying it's either got to be a blocking foul or a flop warning. In the end, it doesn't matter because it's going to be 2 points. It will be the delay game warning. Vic Law putting Counterpinder down and then just grabbing the ball out of the net and handing it back to him.
Nartai brings it down the floor. Jawai. Hodgson making it tough for him. Noi. No room to move. Jawai. He backs his way in on Hodgson. He's been wanting more game time. Flicks it to the corner. Might still work. Doesn't work. Pinder there for the rebound attempt, but it's a Wildcats ball.
Scott Morrison's got his starting unit back out there, and that dangerous import trio of Cotton, Frazier and Law. Meanwhile, Adam Ford, he's got a couple of guys that were pretty heavy contributors early on. Zimmerman and Majuk Dang still resting on the bench.
Hodgson with a mismatch on Pinder, who pokes it away from him. That was nice. Didn't let him back him down.
Well, it didn't take long. Liam said they're straight in, back into the game. And you're right. We asked who was going to be a main playmaker on the offensive end, and it's really been the big fella, Zimmerman. He's getting in a bit of everything.
They've certainly been giving him more of the rock than we've seen previously. Frazier can't hit from long range, but really they've just been triggering their offense off their D. You know, really locking down at the defensive end. 5 turnovers for the Wildcats in the first quarter. Nice pass down low to set up Big Zim.
Been asking for more scoring from Steven Zimmerman. Leads the NBL for rebounds, 12 per game. They can get a big scoring number out of him as well in this one tonight. Cotton feeds it in. Hodgson turns baseline. Tough bucket to make. Doesn't make it. And the crowd roaring every stop right now. They know how big this is for the Taipans. Zimmerman turns on Law. Little hook off the glass. Pinder tried to save it, claims he did.
Certainly making a big focus of Zimmerman down low, just like they did with Jawai during his minutes out there. And they've had 22 of their 29 points, the Taipans, scored in the paint. It's not like they've just been making it rain from long range. They're 0 of 3 from out there. A lot of this came up short on this trip, but a lot of pounding it in down low and attacking off the dribble, trying to put heat on the rim.
Cotton got through the baseline, but too easy there. And that's the guy you don't want to start heating up.
Well, that's kind of the way that they've been defending it. We'll talk about it a bit more, but the way that they're switching everything, the way Bullclaw was face guarding Bryce Cotton, not letting him use any screen, that's going to be there. And they tried to get the same thing down the other end, but Big Zim throws a Yorker to Bullclaw, and they're always tough to grab, no matter where they are.
But he's got to call it, Bull. Yeah, he's got to call it. If we're marked, way back. Yep.
Adam Ford, always well dressed. And he's strutting that sideline again tonight. And wear out another pair of shoes the way this one's travelling. Cotton handed it back to Norton. A little bit of push and shove, and that one goes against the Wildcats.
Well, that's on Majuk. Just a bit overzealous there. Thinking he had a mismatch on Ball Qual. Just love Ball Qual's energy. We saw it from the very first play after the jump ball. It did get whistled for a foul, but just set the tone. Once he did that, everybody kind of thought, all right, here we go. This is the way we've got to play defense. High energy. Make sure that we're extra physical. Because if you do that from the jump and try and get as physical as you can with your body first, then the referee's going to let a lot more go as the game goes on.
Noy from the top for three. Big rebound pulled down by Majuk. It's called on Majuk Deng. Majuk.
Just his first personal Deng did stop the transition opportunity for the Wildcats. Cotton had it and he was off to the races. Now they've got to take it 94 feet.
So worth the foul. Yes, it's just saying. No. Kinder working hard to make sure Vic Law doesn't get any room to move. Screen now. Law for three. Rims out. Big rebound to pull down. They get it back to Wildcats. Cotton. Step back three. It's his forte. Bam!
Look at the separation Cotton gets on that step back. Just created so much room to get that look off.
Zimmerman floats it over. Deng. Tough hook on the spin. Norton. Margin cut to single figures. Bryce Cotton trying to weave his way through them. Hands it up to Majuk, and things have turned a little.
Good timeout. Adam Ford, he can start to feel things going the way of the Wildcats, and Bryce Cotton's getting going. Step back three, bottom of the net. Here it is again, gets Quatnoy on his heels and then whack, hits him with the snatch back. And then the very next play, just probing off the dribble, dropping it off, setting up Majuk down low.
They lead, but he's been a little hot under the collar in the last few minutes. He's Adam Ford, Cairns coach.
Now is when they collapsing. Y'all posting up. The second guy's coming from underneath and chesting y'all. Y'all gotta look opposite too. Keep the floor space. And when Bryce got the ball, everybody gotta be alert and help him. If he swing that bitch, that's cool. It goes out, but everybody gotta be alert when Bryce got the ball.
Hey, clamp it down on the defensive end. Remember, if the ball gets below the foul line, we should be clamped in just a touch more. Pistol mid. You as my three-man, okay? Pistol mid. Otherwise, fellas, be ready. We're turning down shots on the perimeter. Shoot that. Come on.
A Kmart fam cam winner, tonight's winner, a $50 Kmart gift card coming the way of Nazrin Kashkouli. Congratulations to you, Nazrin. My son has been playing basketball for 6 years. And boy, there are a lot of people around the country playing basketball right now.
Well, they'll be
Players through the NBL, heading to the NBA. In fact, ex-NBL players left, right and centre getting call-ups to the NBA as we speak.
Here in that timeout, this is not going to make Adam Ford happy at all, because Bryce Cotton's starting to get going here. Turnover's going to get his easiest two, but both Tajima McCall and Scott Machado saying when Bryce Cotton has the ball, everybody's got to be alert. Everybody's got to take a couple steps off their man towards Bryce, make him swing the ball, get the ball out of his hands. Good extra effort there from Keanu Pinder, because you just know he's super dangerous. He's a playmaker. Even if he's not scoring the ball, whenever the ball is in his hands, if there's a mismatch, something good more often than not is going to happen for the Wildcats.
Bryce starting to enjoy his work now. Bryce Cotton.
Well, he's heating up. 10 second quarter points halfway through this term.
Big turnaround in this one. Zimmerman. Tough bucket to attempt. Left-handed hook on the move. Wagstaff gives it back to Travis. Pocket picked by Big Zim. Will he go the hole himself? He had his pocket picked by Bryce Cotton. He just bit off a bit more than he could chew there. And Bryce goes coast to coast, and he can't finish on it.
Oh, big Zim. Getting the steal, getting on the break, and then just got a little bit too nonchalant. Trying to slowly back down Bryce Cotton. Just went right around and picked his pocket. And another no call. Counter Pinder putting his body on the line. Nothing there. Scott Morrison asking the question once again. Is there any call at all? But either way, they'll get it back. So here's Counter Pinder coming across, and looked like he got there potentially in time, but no call, no flop warning. Play on.
Vic Law turns baseline and puts another 2 in, and they are well and truly on their way back. The Wildcats, 14 down they were at quarter time. If you just joined us, Kenny to try and set it up. Deng, Kenny, screen from Zimmerman, back to Zimmerman. Can't get past Wagstaff, but it does drop in the end. Little nerve settler for the Taipans. Vic Law, Wagstaff back to Law, to Cotton. Wagstaff gave it some thought, stepped it in, lost it. Jesse's not happy.
Get him moving.
Adam Ford is.
Get him moving.
And he wants to
Get him moving.
hurry it up a little. Kenny. Zimmerman. 3 attempt from Deng. Off the glass. Banks it in.
Well, he'll take it. Majuk Deng. Didn't hear him call bank, but you heard Adam Ford in the timeout saying, hey, we're turning down open looks. Let that thing fly. You don't have to tell Majuk Deng twice.
Wagstaff. That was the slowest Euro we've seen for a while, but he got it to go in the end.
Wasn't right, and again, just super intent on putting the ball on the floor and attacking. See Wagstaff reinventing himself.
Pinder. Oh my. Tried the big jam. Zim to the corner. Vic Law the rebound.
Oh, that would have been a monster.
The step ladder. Keanu Pinder
With the left.
Cotton for 3, and the foul will go to the line for the 4-point play.
Well, we've seen this movie a few times. It's on repeat. It's a midday movie at this point, with just the help D coming forward, and he just rises straight up Bryce Cotton. Just has that ability to get so much airtime on that release. And if you're coming into his landing zone, he'll draw that contact, and his ability to maintain the concentration to knock it in when he knows he's going to get hit is unbelievable.
1-point game. They were 14 down at quarter time, the Wildcats. 1 down now. They don't have Scott Machado or Tajir McCall to steady the ship. Someone's going to have to steady it, and they're calling in the troops from left, right and centre at the moment. Give them some game time. Oh, the jam at the other end, Travis. So Pinder at one end, Travers at the other, giving us a highlight reel or two.
Long range connection on the oop to Luke Travers.
Pinder again. He's having some fun. Gonna have to give this one away. Gets it back. No, he didn't. Travers. Cotton. Travers. Quick fire stuff at the moment. All square at 39 each. Kenny. Zimmerman. Paul Quoll. Some space. And the floater was nice from Zimmerman. Back in front, the Taipans. A minute left in the second quarter. Cotton time again. And he does what he's been doing his entire career. Fills it up from outside the arc and gives Perth the lead. Back to Cotton after the steal. It's the Bryce Cotton show.
Well, how many times have we seen it? And he got going on that step back 3 about 5 minutes ago when he just created that space that Liam was talking about, knocked it down. And after that, it's been some defensive breakdowns coming off screens that we didn't see in the first quarter from the Taipans. And now that he gets going, it's almost impossible to stop.
Zimmerman back to Deng. Shot clock winding down. Draws the foul, doesn't get the bucket. Will go to the line, Majok Deng.
You can hear Adam Ford just screaming not to stop playing. This was always going to be the test, how well they started. You've got to sustain it for 40 minutes. And the hardest thing, you've got to try and sustain that energy, the defensive energy, the way they were playing against a team that has Bryce Cotton on it. It's so hard to do, even when you're at full strength. But the way they started was exceptional, and they've just dropped off in the last 5 minutes. And it's let Bryce Cotton just do his thing.
Well, this has been an unbelievable display from Cotton in this second quarter. Highest scoring individual quarter of the season. Thus far, he had 0 points at quarter time. 0 for 4 from the field. And he's put 19 on the board since that point.
I'll continue Corey Homicide Williams' argument, best import ever. I fell in a week ago. Been a good debate around Australia as to what the top 5 list is, but whoever you've got at 1 and 2, Bryce Cotton has been surging his way up the list over the course of time, and he might even get a little higher than most people's reckoning if it continues to dominate this one on New Year's Eve. Closing seconds, a little bit of a shot clock, game clock differential. Cairns a chance to at least take the lead back at half-time after they led by 14 at quarter time. Whose shot is it to take? Kenny. Baseline, had to give it up. Bull Cole from outside. Crowd on their feet again, just what they needed. And the steal, 2 in a row. Majok Deng, back-to-back buckets. Momentum changes to win the half.
Huge from the Cairns Taipans. Just when you thought that Bryce Cotton and the Wildcats are maybe going to break this open after halftime, Bull Cole with a massive hit, and then just lack of awareness from the Wildcats. They turn it over. So here's the hit from Bull Quoll. Luke Travis goes to get it in. Oh, Zimmerman gets the hand on it, and well, straight back to Majok Deng, and they get to go into halftime with a 3-point lead, and they deserve it. They started really well. Came out and executed the game plan, just fell away a bit in that last 5 minutes.
Prime time, Hungry Jacks NBL coming your way from the Cairns Convention Centre. Great to have your company. And this one living up to the billing, the battle for top spot. Cairns 47, Perth Wildcats 44, and I think Majok Deng is downstairs ready for us.
Majok, Liam Santamaria here. 18 points you guys led by in that first quarter. What worked so well for you off the tip?
I think our energy. We know that we're down two key plays. The only way we can make up with that is energy. So we just came out with a lot of energy, and it worked out for us.
And Majok, it's Pete Hooley here. You know that you're going to have the Wildcats make a run. They made a run in the last 5 minutes there. Bryce Cotton got going. But you must be thrilled with the way you responded to go in at halftime with a 3-point lead.
They're a great team. We know that they're going to come with a lot of energy in the second quarter. But we stay composed with it. The point guard did a good job settling in for us. But we know they're going to make a great run. They got 2 of the best players in the league, so you can't do nothing about that.
Great to have you, Majok. Keep on keeping on. Can't wait for the second half to get underway. Big crowd, Cairns Convention Centre, New Year's Eve blockbuster. Perth win, they'll be outright top. Cairns win, they'll be equal top of the Hungry Jacks NBL ladder. Second half coming up soon. Half-time at the Cairns Convention Centre, and the Hungry Jacks highlights to half-time. There were a lot of Cairns Taipan highlights early. They led by 14 at quarter time, the home team, and then the Wildcats got going in the second quarter, hit the front, and now trailed by just 3 at the half, 47 to 44. Liam Santa Maria watched it all unfold, and it was entertaining stuff.
That was fun, wasn't it, Dwayne? We weren't sure how the Taipans were going to come out with those key pieces missing, but they came out with all kinds of energy. Getting steals, forcing turnovers at the defensive end, running and making plays offensively. And then in the second quarter, Vic Law started it. Bryce Cotton got going, and then he just kept going. 19 points for Cotton in that second quarter. His highest scoring quarter in the NBL, equal highest. So outstanding work from him as the Wildcats came absolutely storming back, put 33 points on the board in that second term. There they are, the dynamic duo, Cotton and Law for the Wildcats. But geez, wasn't that an incredible show that Cotton put on in that second term? And Zimmerman and Deng have both been strong and active for the Taipans. Look at the field goal shooting from Cairns, 56%. Not a lot of it done from the perimeter, a couple of trips to the free throw line, but getting a lot done inside the painted area. And on the flip side for the Wildcats, 19, almost half of those points there from Bryce Cotton in that second quarter.
He's often the difference, Bryce Cotton. He's the number one player in the competition, has been for a number of seasons now. So is stopping Bryce the key now for Cairns?
Always the key when you're playing the Wildcats. And they did it in the first quarter, they didn't in the second, and now it's a three-point game.
Pete Hurley's been watching it unfold in the opening half as well. Pete, what have you made of it?
Well, we talked about and highlighted the defensive effort from the Taipans in that first quarter especially, and a lot of it was the way they were switching everything, helping each other, and the energy they were doing it. Now, Bull Quoll is right here. He's the one who's going to be playing really aggressively on Bryce Cotton. He wants to make sure that he's face guarding. They're going to get through the play. They're going to switch everything. You've got Big Zim right now on Bryce Cotton. So when he gets the ball, who's helping? We know you've got one player on him. We pause it right here. Have a look at Jared Kenny. Jared Kenny's right there, not letting Bryce Cotton see anything. He knows that if it's a pass to Mitch Norton's not a shooter, you can close out to that. It's exactly where the ball goes. He can get there in time. Everybody's helping, moving. Ball comes back to Bryce Cotton. Everybody's loading up behind. He has a little bit of a fumble, misses a three ball. Hadn't got going at this point. Now we go to the second example of this. This is what the Wildcats want to live with. Again, everybody switching, helping each other out. But Bull Quoll doing exactly what he was doing last time and face guarding Bryce Cotton. Majuk Deng takes that. So now as the play continues, everybody's moving, everybody's switching. What do they want to get? You've got Big Zim on Bryce Cotton once again. You've got Matt Hodgson and Majuk Deng one-on-one in the block. If you're the Cairns Taipans, they're happy to let that roll in and let Matt Hodgson go to work against Majuk Deng. They'll back Deng against Matt Hodgson. They get a stop. Where it fell apart in the second quarter once Bryce Cotton got rolling was a plays like this. Bryce Cotton had already hit a three ball. They're a bit slow on all the help. Jared Kenny guarding Bryce Cotton. You have to be aware of where this man is at all times. If you're too slow, as we see here, Big Zim, he's had an outstanding first half, but you are just way too far back on Bryce Cotton. You've got to meet him the way they've been doing it about here so that he doesn't see any daylight. Because if you don't, Bryce Cotton's going to come around, he's going to land, you're going to either foul him or he's going to make it. In this case, it's both. He's not happy about the call, but it's a foul every day of the week. They've got to get back to that first half, helping each other out, because that's when their defence look good.
One good thing about it, though, is you never get sick of watching the Bryce Cotton show, do you? And putting it on New Year's Eve is fantastic. I think so we can all watch it unfold in the second half. We've seen highlights of plenty over the course of his career, but as you mentioned a few times during the call, Liam, we've seen this movie before. Never get sick of seeing it.
Never gets old. No, of course. And he's spoken recently about the different ways that he's getting defended from year to year, and how he's trying hard to get an early read on what they're doing. And as Pete laid it out there, he got a bit of a look at it in the first quarter, and then as soon as he sees that switch coming late, he's like, all right, I'm getting this off. You're going to have to start reacting to me rather than me reacting to you. And he just absolutely blew up in that second term. 19 points, his equal highest quarter he's ever had in the NBL. 4 of those from long range, a little bit at the rim as well. And that's going to be the focus for Adam Ford in the halftime sheds right now. Talking to Bull Quoll, the whole squad on those switches, making sure they get the ball out of Bryce Cotton's hands, because he can beat you.
Massive second half coming up. Cairns at home lead by 3, 47-44 with a half to play. You can also play it like Bryce Cotton, any pro around the world. If you get this, your home court, Bunnings Warehouse, giving you the chance to win your very own court at home. Enter now at win.nbl.com.au/Bunnings.
I was out there every day, so I think if I had a full court, you wouldn't get me inside.
Most of the games I played on the lower hoop, just to show my supreme athleticism.
I only worked on shooting, which is why that's really all I can do.
When you're 8 years old or 10 years old, it's the best thing in the world.
I had a basketball hoop and a little trampoline. I used to play back there for hours with my brother and get beat up a lot, but it was a lot of fun in the meantime.
I hope that one day when I grow up, I'll be able to give my kids a court at home as well.
That's where I lost a lot of games to my brother at.
It started at this height, and every year I got older, it moved higher and higher until I got to 10 foot, and I'm doing the same with my kids back at home.
My dad built one, so I had a little bit of like a half court going on, and that made my life the best, so I could never complain as a kid.
And that was kind of like our sanctuary, our getaway from everything.
Half to play in our Hungry Jacks NBL New Year's Eve blockbuster from the Cairns Convention Centre, where Cairns have won their past 9 games here, won 12 of their past 13. They're tough to beat here. 17th Cairns New Year's Eve game, and a pretty good record with that as well, 8-8, and they get an early stop, and that's what set this lead up. And they led by 14 at quarter time, the Taipans. The crowd have been into it from the outset, and weaving their way through them this time Not quite the finish, but maybe on the reverse. And Juk Deng starting the half. In fact, it's Bull Quoll starting the second half as they left off the first. A couple of quick-fire buckets. Bryce Cotton straight back at you, rattles it down.
Well, it's the last thing you can do. I'm sure Adam Ford was saying at halftime, right now we've got to just stay locked into Bryce Cotton. He just broke us apart in that second quarter. Second offensive set for the Wildcats. You let him walk into a three, another breakdown on a down screen, and he just rolls in and starts feeling good.
Zimmerman had it knocked away from him by Kevin White. Law. Step back three from Vic Law. Didn't get fouled. Zimmerman the rebound. That's been his forte since joining the Taipans at the start of the season, Big Zim. And here he is with a chance to add another bucket to his name.
They've been making good reads off that play, the Taipans. And as they reject the screen there, Zimmerman able to roll down the middle of the lane. And it's his third time finishing one of those floaters.
Law. Into the paint, tough fadeaway too from the top. Bull Quoll to Pinder. Flips it back. Juk Deng back to Pinder. Shot clock winding down. 5 left. Tough turn and shoot. Vic Law another rebound. Frazier letting him fly early in this second half. Bull Quoll with the rebound. Quat Noi sizes up the opportunities. Steps in on Cotton, draws the foul.
This happened to play before. Bryce Cotton just having a nice little stray elbow there from Bull Quoll, and he's feeling it a little bit down the floor. It's picked up for a foul there, not trying to get another stray elbow. Probably about all you could try at this point when he starts feeling good, just try and blur his vision a little bit.
Quat Noi, second from the line, 77% free throw shooter career. Pops the second one in as well. Steadies the ship. Perth came from 14 down in that second quarter to grab the lead at one stage. Vic Law had it stolen. It rolls off Pinder. It was an amazing turnaround in that second quarter.
Incredible. The Wildcats, they had their lowest scoring quarter of the season in the first, 11 points on the board. And then their highest scoring quarter of the season in the second. Wow. And they scored 33 on the back of that Bryce Cotton scoring explosion.
Frazier had to give it up. Cotton for three, rejected. Crowd up out of their seats again. Bull Quoll fighting hard, little up fake, thought about going for home. Zimmerman. Noi. Cotton in his grill. Turns, 5 on the shot clock. Flips it up. Zimmerman there for the rebound. Couldn't pull it down. Cotton does. Action aplenty.
It was 5-on-4 here for the Wildcats. Noise in the stands.
Cotton takes it in, steps it out. Kevin White with some white lightning from the corner. Hasn't had a lot of game time in this yet. Straight back down the floor, and I'll take that. Juk Deng.
Caught him napping. Sorry, Dwayne. Caught him napping, the Taipans. Just strolling back on D after that made basket. And the kick ahead for Juk Deng to finish.
Cotton. And almost lost from the scramble. Pinder is going to have to go and find it.
And look at the stance on Bull Quoll the way. They're trying to make Bryce Cotton drive the ball. It's what Adam Ford is screaming on the sideline. He's almost playing to the top of his shoulder, outside shoulder, and just saying, here's a driving lane. I've got to trust everybody else to help out. Oh, that's a tough finish from Quat Noi down the other end. They just don't want Bryce Cotton at all living in three-point land, and why would you? Because he's 5 of 7 really heating it up.
Kevin White, 11th season in the NBL, hands it up to Majuk and Cotton. Wow, Adam Ford getting vocal.
Why do we keep fucking this up?
Well, he's furious with the help D there. Look at Bull Qual on the far side, as Pete's been talking about playing the high side of Cotton, and Cotton's thinking, I'm going to back cut him. I'm going to back cut him, but Majuk Dang a little late on the help from the weak side. Zimmerman likewise.
And that's what he's screaming, because he just saw it coming and no one else did. Everyone's got to be talking to each other. And talking about Bryce Cotton's greatness and what he's scoring right now, averaging nearly 24 points a game. But it's a career high in points per game for him, and he's shooting a career low from the field. 38% from the field, just 29% from three, which is a scary thought to think if he's putting up 24 a game at those numbers. If he starts knocking them down at the rate that he is on a night like tonight, 57% from the field and 71% from three, 5 of 7. He's going to keep climbing up.
31 of 32 from the free throw line as well, Bryce Cotton. At the moment, so you don't want to send him there either. Bull Cole. Deng. Delightful. How pretty was that?
Well, he's in a good space right now, Majuk Deng. He's got 22 on the board after that career high 23 last week. Great attack from Mitch Norton. This is what the Wildcats fans have been looking for and missing in recent times. Mitch Norton on the attack, off the dribble, takes the contact, finishes off the glass, and one opportunity.
It didn't take Mitch Norton long to get back into a game and hit the deck. Throws his body at everything, and that's what Scott Morrison was saying in the press conference the other day, that from what he knows of Mitch Norton, the way he plays, as he goes corners now, he is full ball on both ends.
One of the two under the bucket, able to get it, so they had to have a little raffle to see who was going to get the rebound. Noy, he turns it over Travers. Just a kind little jam for them to look back in anger at. Ding. Cairns still by one. Zimmerman. Dang for three. Anyone of 5 Wildcats could have put that rebound down.
He got a really good look at it there. Majuk Deng, Wagstaff and Hodgson just pointing at each other defensively. Just didn't drill it.
Travers draws the foul. Did a full 360 and came back out.
There's the fine line there if you want to show the intent to get up and in with the energy the way they've been playing, but there's a turnover. Nonchalant pass across court. Luke Travers is going to get hands on that all the time, but quite Noy right there. You hear Coach Adam Ford screaming to move his feet, but you don't need to go too aggressive on the closeout to Luke Travers. If he makes a three over your hand, you live with it until he makes a couple more. Know his ability to put the ball on the floor, show his athleticism. As soon as he gets a step on you, you're going to be in trouble. He takes those big, long strides. He's got some nice balance. Scott Machado just trying to marshal the troops.
Bit of coaching from the side. Scott Machado out with a heel injury. Zimmerman pulls it down. 59 apiece. Living up to expectations, this New Year's Eve blockbuster battle for top spot between these two. Marshall Nelson. Kenny. He's going to have to put it up. Shot clock at 3. Nartai takes it inside. Just got it away maybe, but it was ugly. Jesse Wagstaff. Wagstaff again. Travers sizes up Nartai, wants him for the 3. Deng did well, a little knockdown to stop the rebound. Nelson. Deng. Nelson. He's going to have to put it up. And the tip. Yeah, whose ball? Wildcats ball.
That's the defense I was talking about just before on Luke Travers. Take a little step off, carry a hand. Don't foul him on the 3, but if he does hit one over an outstretched closeout, you're going to live with it for the time being until he makes a couple more. Just don't let him get into the lane and try and make plays on the hoop.
This is where things get dangerous for the Taipans with Bryce Cotton. Bull Quoll, there is no great matchup for Bryce Cotton, but Bull Quoll's their best one. But he's gone out for a bit of a rest right now. Marshall Nelson, recently signed as an injury replacement, has to try to hang with the best player in the league.
And fouls him as you're talking about it, just to prove your point. Hey, we've got a job for you. You can come and join us, be part of our NBL team. You have to guard the best player in the competition.
Well, he always comes out for a rest early in the third quarter, Bryce Cotton, and then he comes back with a few minutes to play in the term. Now, I was surprised that Adam Ford just didn't match Quoll's rest with Cotton's, because we saw just before Cotton went out, he blocked him from three-point territory. You don't see that ever with Bryce Cotton, and he must be thinking right now, I've got to get that young fella back out there.
Well, you're spot on, because Marshall Nelson didn't do a whole lot wrong. He was trying to play on the high side, encourage the drive, just not let him shoot the three. But that's just Bryce Cotton knowing, I've got a young fella on me who's just signed. I'm just going to stop short, and he's going to clean me up, because he knows the way they've been trying to play him.
Hit all 3 free throws there. He's 34 or 35 of the season, Bryce Cotton. Big Nate Jawai. He brings the crowd to their feet.
Love it. Good strong move from Jawai, and a great job from the Taipans feeding the big fella.
Cotton from the top. Putback was there. Jawai, a rebound, doing it at both ends. Cairns threatening to take the lead back again. Kenny. Travers in his grill. Deng. Wagstaff made him give it up to Jawai. Back out. Little up fake. Deng. Nartai doesn't want the shot. 4 left. Kenny doesn't want the shot. Has to take the shot. Drops the shot.
Well, they've been doing that all night. Every time Perth goes on a little mini run, they need a shot. Sometimes it hasn't been the prettiest, but someone steps up to knock it down. And Taipans just always having an answer right now.
3 seasons, 2 championships with Perth. Jared Kenny, 4th season with Cairns now, as Majok draws the foul, and he will go to the line.
A good job from Marshall Nelson on that possession. Just trailing Bryce Cotton, making it tough for him to get it. And here's Kenny late in the shot clock, right before the buzzer sounds, letting it fly and knocking it in.
Timeout's been called. Just trying to work that out now. Coach's challenge.
Oh, it's going to be tough. We spoke just off the top. Nate Jawai wasn't happy with the way that he was being officiated. Thinks that everyone's a bit too over physical with him. Whenever he tries to match that, and he just gets a foul called against him because of his size. And he was definitely contacting. I don't know if he was straight and square. Another look here. Ooh. It's going to be the angle right here. He's on the side. There you go. It was going to be tough to overturn.
So call stands, and challenge wasted really early with a quarter and a bit to play.
Call is confirmed. Fouls on 15. 2 shots to match up. Cairns lose their challenge and the timeout.
Well, it was tough because he doesn't move necessarily, Nate, but the way he was facing and the angle that he was on when Juk made contact was going to make that the hardest to overturn.
Whose call was it? Did Nate Jawai ask Adam Ford?
Didn't look like he said too much. I mean, he was upset with the call himself, but didn't just threw the ball back. I think Adam Ford was just trying to have his back. If you've got the big fella saying things during the week, that's the way to show faith in him. Say, look, I understand what you're saying. I've got you back here. Let me throw it out there to see if we can get it overturned, but it was going to be tough.
Part of the bigger game. Support your guy and say, well, I'll support you. And give me something now in this last 2 minutes of the third. Majuk. Second rim's out. Cairns hold a 1-point lead. A quarter and 2 minutes left. Here is Nate Jarwai down the other end, spins baseline, and the bucket.
That's just beautiful basketball. High IQ stuff from the Taipans, and well done, Adam Ford. And you got Nate Jarwai out there for his limited run. Make sure that you go to it. Feed the big fella down low. You can't guard him. Single coverage down there, and he's making him pay.
Travis tries the spin move and fouled on his way to the hole. Jared Kenny doesn't like the call, but they won't be able to challenge that.
What I love about that offensive set, throwing it into Big Nate after they lose the challenge and a foul on him. Right here, made a quick move, put the ball on the floor and started dribbling straight away. Majuk asking for help, but Nate just went too quick, and Kenny probably got a bit of ball there, but no challenge available.
Luke Travis, 20-year-old NBA draft prospect, having a huge season, his 50th game for the Wildcats. Luke Travis, 76% from the free throw line career, and he's just missed that one. And unfortunately for the home fans, no Hungry Jack's free burgers for 2 missed free throws yet. They lead by 2, the Taipans. Jarwai. Jesse Wagstaff goes down, and it's caught on Jarwai, and he won't like that.
Well, talk about high IQ stuff. That's exactly what was on display from Jesse Wagstaff. He saw the move Jarwai made the previous possession. He knows from playing in this league for a long time, playing with Jarwai in a championship team a few years back, the big fella wants to go right. So he got to the spot as Jarwai was trying to go with his right hand to the middle of the floor, and he took it right down the numbers.
Not only that, just did it quickly, because we spoke about how quick the ball was on the floor. Watch how quickly Nate Jarwai just goes straight away. Jesse Wagstaff might have been moving a little bit, but again, he read it so well straight after the play they were just successful on.
Yeah, Jesse Wagstaff plays 400th game in a few weeks, 6-time championship winner. Nate Jarwai, ex-Perth Wildcat, with a championship with the Wildcats in 2016, and this one is really starting to bubble now. 1 minute left in the third. In a game that Cairns led by 14 at one stage. Perth have had a couple of short stints in the lead. 66-64 with a minute and a quarter left.
So Adam Ford threw Bull Quoll back out there a few possessions back for that matchup with Bryce Cotton, and the rookie up the floor, fouling there in the backcourt, sends Cotton to the free throw line in the bonus. And with Scott Morrison going small, no Hodgson, no Majuk, Adam Ford's reacted by going small himself. He's got both Nate Jarwai and Zimmerman off the floor. And he's got Keanu Pinder at the small ball 5.
I mentioned those shooting numbers from Bryce Cotton this year. They were career lows in terms of field goals and threes. He's now 36 of 37 from the free throw line. That's helping boost his average. And those two never look like missing.
Pinder. Nartai. Shot clock at 6. Had to give it up. Rebound's huge. Pinder was there for it. And from the scramble, it's a Wildcats ball. Vic Lord did enough. Wildcats a chance to take the lead into three-quarter time. They trail by 14 at quarter time, by 3 at halftime. Cairns led 25-11 at quarter time. Might even get themselves a little 2-for-1 opportunity here to end the quarter, the Wildcats. Bryce Cotton. Can't find the magic there. Cairns a chance to grab the lead. Kenny takes his time. Takes some more time. Frazier in his grill, making it tough for him.
24-2-4.
Well, foul whistle off the ball there on the screening action, and means that the Taipans get 14 seconds back on the shot clock, which means the shot clock will get switched off. They've got the rest of the clock to play with here.
Kenny with the inbound. Deng. Bull Quoll. Back inside, Deng stripped. Frazier, a chance as the clock winds down to give the Wildcats the lead. Coast to coast on the buzzer. Crazy good.
Great stuff from Frazier. Got the steal, read the time on the clock, and got right to the rim.
68-66, a quarter to play. Hungry Jacks NBL on New Year's Eve. Great to have your company. Don't go anywhere. Big last quarter coming up next. A quarter to play, Cairns Convention Centre, and the stage is set. The Perth Wildcats, who could be outright top if they win this game tonight, have come from 14 down at quarter time to grab a 2-point lead with 1 quarter left. But the home team, Cairns, on their past 9 here at the Cairns Convention Centre, and you know they're not done yet.
Well, you're right, they've been terrific, and the Wildcats are looking to be this come back from the second biggest margin so far this season. They were 18 down at one stage. Biggest comeback was Adelaide when New Zealand were up 19 on them. That's not going to help the start for the Taipans.
Well, if you're enjoying this, don't forget tomorrow, New Year's Day, Tasmania Jack Jumpers and Melbourne United. That's in Tasmania. Caleb Agata, Chris Golding and co. That should be a ripper as well. Hope you're enjoying this as much as we're enjoying bringing it to you. Vic Law time. Oh, yeah.
Nicely executed by the Wildcats, reading the switches, putting Vic Law into that action. Pick and pop, knocks it down.
I haven't seen a whole lot of Vic Law in little spurts. I said at halftime, maybe he kind of started the charge. He's got 11 points now, a couple rebounds. It's been all Bryce Cotton with his 29 points to go along with 5 assists.
From outside, Bull Quoll looked ugly. And here goes Bryce. Got Bull Quoll ahead of him. Hands it up to Vic Law, who wanted the jam, missed it. So the stop. Can that be a momentum changer? Keanu Pinder hands it in. Oh, that was tough landing. Wow. Magic Deng hit the deck hard.
He's got his left hand on the small of his back down there. As he came down really awkwardly, just Wagstaff kind of got underneath him a little. He got underneath him a lot. Oh, there you see the contact hard on his lower back on the hardwood.
Not only that, his left elbow is right underneath there. It looks okay with that. So, thank goodness that wasn't anything worse. The way he landed straight on. Arm underneath him, and next up just looks like he lost balance. Whether he was in this fight, was right there, and right, that left arm underneath there, that could have been really, really bad. Oh, he slipped a little bit.
You got help. And they're going to have a look at this as a potential upgrade for.
Well, he slips on, we're back on that left. He slips on Zimmerman's foot. Now, watch his right foot on Zimmerman's right foot. In the left, see it better in the left hand, right, coming up there. So he slips on Zimmerman's foot and then he's out of control and just tries to get out of the way and cleans up Majuk Deng. So that's really unfortunate because he's in the wrestle.
Yeah, he's not trying to tunnel him here, but as you say, loses his footing there and he's caught in a tough spot.
Well, he's coming across to help. That's the intent of why he's trying to go back with the right foot. And he just slipped, stepping on top of Zimmerman's big foot. That's probably a size 16 odd. Thankfully, it wasn't anything really bad, hopefully, for Majuk Deng. On that image, it could have looked horrible.
Sports I like.
Well, that's unfortunate for Jesse Wagstaff. So called as a tunnelling unsportsmanlike.
So you got to shoot.
Because he comes underneath the airborne player, but certainly had no intent to do that. You saw on the replay how he loses his footing as he steps on Big Zim's shoe. But the result was that he got underneath the airborne Majuk Deng, and unsportsmanlike is the call.
And as you said, it is unfortunate just of that tunnelling when a man is in the air and you go and clean up his legs like that. Definitely did not mean to do it, and I think they were having a look to try and see whether exactly what happened. And
Cherokee only a 63% free throw shooter career and only makes 1 of 2. They get possession to go with it.
So Kenny shoots him because Deng's off the floor getting looked at.
Zimmerman. Gonna need a hero from somewhere, the Taipans. Pinder hands up the shot. That'll do.
It's a play. It's a play for Keanu Pinder.
Again.
He's having himself a really good game. Bull Qual has the toughest job in the game, guarding Bryce Cotton down one end.
Taking those shots at both ends. A step back from Vic Law this time. Straight back at you with 3. Back to a 4-point margin. Zimmerman. Stepped it in and to turn it back out again. One rim's out.
Go, 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 go.
On the hand of Bull Cole. Frazier. Vic Law likes his chances here, but Kenny couldn't get it to drop. Kuat Noi quickly down the floor. Might go alone. He hits the deck hard, but will go to the free throw line for a couple.
It's been a nice adjustment from Scott Morrison on the fly here. He's put Vic Law into these screening actions with Bryce Cotton as Majuk Deng steps out to switch. Law picks and pops and finds himself open on the arc. And here's the extra pass there from Keanu Pinder setting up Bull Qual, but they've done it twice now. They did it the last possession or 2 possessions ago as well, the Wildcats. 2 catch and shoot triples for Vic Law. Good play call from Scott Morrison.
You can kind of see what they're doing defensively once again with Bryce Cotton. If you Bull Qual, who's had a lot of success with the way he's tried to guard him before he got going, he doesn't want to switch. He's just trying to say, I'm trying to fight through, which is exactly why it's a great offensive call, because you're going to get them in the miscommunication of Bull Qual thinking, I just want to stay with this. I want to stay with Bryce Cotton. I want to make him drive. I want to make him earn it. Whereas the guys on the floor are saying, well, aren't we switching? And then Vic Law gets open.
And it's the point we made about this combination. It's what Trevor Gleeson did with Nick Kay with Bryce Cotton in the grand final series, that game 3 of that series against the Sydney Kings. Put him in the pick and roll, pick and pop. You want to double Bryce, Kay will knock it down.
Both free throws missed as well. That hurt, but at least they get a stop down the other end.
Well, every time so far tonight, Perth has got out to a 3 or 4 point lead. They made big shots, the Taipans, to answer back and really just keep it close and then take the lead once again as Majuk Deng back into this game. That'll make Cairns fans very happy, but more importantly, it'll make Adam Ford very happy. He's got 22 points, 10 of 14. He's been outstanding tonight.
Qual brings it down the floor. Oh, dance moves. Wow, with the shake and bake.
Well, Qual's putting on a bit of a show. No, he's not lighting up the scoreboard. He's in double figures. He's got 13 points, but with his efforts at both ends of the floor, what a game from the rookie.
Big Sam at the other end. Made it tough for Majuk. Cairns a chance to take the lead. A little Euro from Noi. Knocked back to him. Tough fadeaway too. Majuk pulls down the rebound. Wildcats quickly down the floor. And to the free throw line. Scream of travel, but fell on deaf ears, and Michael Frazier will go to the line.
It just looks funny. He's allowed to gather step. And then one, two.
And Ford pleading for a travel, because not only do you send Frazier to the line as Vic Law takes a quick breather, there's 4 fouls on Bull Qual. And the last thing you want is him sitting down. Yes, he's ticking the scoreboard over as well. But he's been the main man to try and make Bryce Conn's night a little tougher. He never shut him down.
Hasn't missed a free throw so far since joining the NBL. Michael Frazier at 13 points, 8 rebounds against Tasmania last game.
And you see Adam Ford talking to Bull Qual. Exactly what you're saying, Pete. He knows the importance of Qual not fouling out. Just giving the advice to the rookie. Chase Cotton, but keep your hands out. Don't pick up that 5th.
He's doing it again. Bull Qual, but he lost it this time. Doesn't like the call. Still an eternity left here.
Well, he felt like the Wildcats hit it out, and the refs can only throw out of bounds to the replay center in the last 2 minutes. Before then, it's coach's challenge, and the Taipans, they've used that up.
So it's Bryce Cotton time again. Had a little rest. He's back on the floor. Frazier from the corner. Rebound is huge here. And it's the Wildcats to come up with it. Mitch Norton with the scramble, but it's a Taipans ball. He stepped on the line.
In the last couple of minutes here, both Wildcats getting on the offensive boards. Majuk had one. Luke Travers before he sat down. Mitch Norton trying to chase that one down, and that's been the big question for the Wildcats.
76-72, 6 left in the last. Perth have had the lead a couple of times, as you've mentioned, Peter. And every time they've stolen the lead from Cairns, who at one stage led by 18, Taipans have been good enough.
They have, and it's been different guys. Majuk Deng, Bull Qual, Kuat Noi. Everybody's just come in and hit shots in these moments. And this is real character building stuff right here for the Taipans. Do they have enough to answer back right now? They've done it so many different times. 6 minutes to go. Can they do it again?
Glad to see the fans in the house, Cairns Convention Centre. Fans back at sporting venues around Australia. And they're having some fun on this New Year's Eve in Cairns. And they know they're a huge chance to see an upset in this one tonight. Great to have your company wherever you might be watching. And great to have the company of Latrobe Financial again. I think you can shoot a full court shot at an NBL game. Head to the NBL website page to enter for your chance to shoot for $100,000 in the Latrobe Financial sharp shot. If you miss first shot, you get a second go for $50,000 thanks to Latrobe Financial. Down to 6 minutes. Crowd roaring. Big Zim hands it up. It was there for Noy, but he fumbled it. Kenny again from outside. Rebounds huge. Little push under the bucket. Wildcats ball.
There's Mitch Norton. That's why they're happy to have him back. He just throws his body in there to try and box out Big Zim. Zim gets the over-the-back call. All those little things that he does so well, and that's going to be 4 fouls on Zim as Luke Travers back into the game. The Wildcats have missed those kind of plays from Mitch Norton.
It was good execution from the Taipans. Ran the play for Zimmerman down low, and he made a great read. Early read on the double team. Found the open court Noy cross court. And the fumble let the opportunity slip by.
Cotton to Wagstaff. Little up fake. Didn't get Zim to bite. Vic Law between the 3 of them. And rejected. That was huge. That could be a momentum changer.
Big block from Pinder. Law coming down the lane, cocks it back a little, was going to throw it down with authority, and Pinder sends him away.
Something in the water in NBL22. Everybody's just trying to throw down everything.
For 3. Pinder. Gave the shots some thought. Weaved his way past them, and he gets hammered on the way to the jam.
Well, cut, copy, paste my last statement. That's exactly. Everyone just wants to throw down absolutely everything. That's the way to go about it. Get the blow by. You're either going to finish or you're going to get fouled if you go up aggressive like that. Pinder on both ends gets the block and attacking back, and here we go once again. Cairns answering the question. Every time it gets to 3 or 4 points, they don't let it blow out. They have some play to just hang around.
Can he make both? Obviously not. He's 63% career from the stripe. Misses the first. No need to tell you how big this is. And it rattles its way down. 3-point game, 5 minutes left. Bryce Cotton for 3, had to give it up. Gets it back. Still plenty of time to weave his magic from outside. Not this time. Travers, the putback, unbelievable.
That's beautiful from Luke Travers. The offensive rebound, grabs it with the right, switches hand, lays it in with the left.
Pinder. Kenny, single-figure shot clock. Tried to hand it to Zimmerman, didn't work. Vic Law read their minds. Frazier doesn't want to waste it. Little Euro into the paint.
There's Luke Travers again. And he's got 10 points, but I think he's been outstanding tonight in the way he's just impacted the game. Certain periods, he's got 4 steals. He's got a couple of assists, getting on the offensive glass now. He's got a block to go with his 10 points. Just doing all the little things that make him the player that he is. Gets him another shot at this one.
Jump ball with a possession arrow the Wildcats' way. Bryce Cotton collects, shoots, can't drill it, and Law couldn't put it back. Quickly down the floor. Cairns a chance at the other end. Little jump step, that didn't work either.
Another block from Travers.
Cotton takes his time. You know he wants this shot. Little crossover, hands it up. Vic Law from the corner. Fouled, will go to the line for 3. That hurts.
Well, it does. Vic Law, he hit his last couple, so you try and close out as aggressive as possible. And you can see what Majukden was trying to do. We wanted him to go baseline. Good screen from Wagstaff right there. And the way Majukden was trying to guard on Bryce Cotton Island, you see when he was so high above Bryce Cotton's right foot, wanting to send him to the baseline because the help there was Jared Kenny in the corner, guarding Luke Travers, and that's where you want to try and force him into. Bryce Cotton knows that, so he did everything he could to get middle, because as soon as you get middle, all the options open up. He can shoot, he can attack even further, or he can find Vic Law on the three.
Misses the first. Three Hungry Jacks burgers for those in far north Queensland. With another couple, has he got one more?
Wow,
Two's good enough.
That'll do it.
Okay, so he's still got one to come, but he only has to miss two for the burgers, and that is rare. 80% from the free throw line.
Oh, Happy New Year. That's what you want. Burgers in Queensland, and the code was happy.
79-73. Zimmerman, we back down Travers here. Gives some thought, he draws a crowd. Tough bucket to make. Pender, huge rebound to pull down, and the shot clock expires on them.
And there's that man again, Luke Travers, just doing enough to alter the shot. I don't get credited for a block, but just did enough. That's his athleticism, his length. He's just in the right place at the right time. Has had such a huge impact.
As you say, no stat there, but a typical box score filling performance from Travers tonight.
Wagstaff from outside, that hurts. Jesse Wagstaff
just has a knack for knocking down big shots in big moments. A backbreaker there for the Taipans.
Pender. Big Law brings it down the floor. Be smart, be smart. The call from the Wildcats coach Scott Morrison. Time on their side now, the Wildcats. Wagstaff gave some thought for the carbon copy. Rejected, loses it. Zimmerman in his grill has a little win.
Well, he just putting the hand up there saying, my fault, coach, and probably had every right to let that one fly. Did that possession before to knock it down. We haven't seen that all season. We're talking about how quickly he caught and shot that last one that he drained. There's going to be another turnover here.
Michael Frazier, brilliant there. Wagstaff. So many guns in this Wildcats lineup. Frazier. And rejected by Pender. Zimmerman. Bigs in, brings it down the floor. To Pender. Need a bucket in a hurry. Bull Quoll can't get it. Jesse's fallen. Vic Law kept it alive, but it won't be theirs to play with. 2 minutes left.
And they've been terrific tonight, the Taipans. And these are the kind of minutes, the kind of possessions where you wish you had a Scott Machado to Jim McCall to throw the ball to and say, make something happen. We're down 9, we've fought hard, everybody's played their part. But just to throw it to one of your superstars and say, help us out here.
I got warned about this, Vaughn. I got warned about that. I got warned about that. Hey, I got asked if he asked a question. I got warned about that.
Closing it out with Cotton on the sidelines too.
Looked real comfortable, didn't he?
The Wildcats just focusing at the defensive end right now. Scott Morrison, and you think if they knock one down, Cotton will be right back out there, but they've kept the Taipans to just 7 in this fourth quarter.
So 9 points, 2 minutes, been done before. Bull Quoll, and he gets fouled on the shot. Still a Cairns ball.
Well, they're running everything for Bull Quoll. And if they aren't running it for him, as soon as he gets it, he's letting it fly. With the ability to fill it up from outside, we have seen that in glimpses. We saw it a lot in pre-season. Shot 46% from 3 in the blitz. We might seem to run something here after this timeout to get a look for Majuk Deng, because he has been outstanding tonight with his 22 points and hasn't had a shot for a while.
Don't forget tomorrow, New Year's Day, Tasmania Jack Jumpers and Melbourne United. That one coming your way from Tasmania as the Hungry Jacks NBL continues. But this one not done yet.
They've been big tonight, Majuk Deng. He was the tone setter early on for the Taipans. His activity defensively put 10 points on the board really quickly out of the gate. And after a career-high 23 in the win over Adelaide 10 or so days ago. He's come out and put another 22 on the board tonight. So he's one more bucket away from topping that mark. And the issue is, hasn't had enough of it here in the fourth quarter. As Pete was saying before, as the scoring's dried up for the Taipans, Majukdang hasn't been able to find much of the rock, find much space, and continue to pile on the points. But a super efficient night from him as the Taipans have hung really tough with the league's leading team.
9 points to margin, 1:48 left. Taipans possession, home crowd haven't given it up just yet. Early attempt at the bucket and rejected by Travers. He has been unstoppable.
It's the second effort. He went up on the first one, and to be able to come back down and go up again and get a piece of it. 4 steals, 3 blocks.
Vic Law. Tough bucket to try and make. Noi. Bulqual, well, why not? Rim straight back at him. And they need a New Year's miracle from here, the home team. 18 up. The Wildcats are going to be outright top of the Hungry Jacks NBL ladder tonight if they finish this deal. Law lost it. So Cairns ball, 1 minute left. Adam Ford hasn't given it up. The crowd haven't left their seats yet. Noi. Can't waste them now. Tough shot and the foul on the 3 this time.
Just got a little too close. Vic Law, he's having a look at Scott Morrison, suggesting perhaps maybe a coach's challenge.
I think they're going to do it. But again, you see his right foot there. That's exactly where he's landing. This view right there. Across the 3-point line, taking all his landing area. And they're going to challenge it. So that's Scott Morrison having a bit of faith in his superstar.
Well, you've got one to use with 49 seconds left.
You're right. You're probably going to call a timeout here anyway.
Sure. Might as well throw it out there. But as you say, you can hear the official saying you took his landing space. You can't do that. You got to let the guy who's shooting it come down within his same plane. And as we get a look here at Majukdang, they know they need 3-point looks. So he steps behind the arc, goes straight up, and that right foot, geez, he doesn't extend it too far, but enough you would think to make it pretty tough to overturn.
Well, you watch where his right foot lands, and it looks like he just on top of Vic Law's foot. He lands on it right there. You're right, there's not a whole lot in it, but just enough that if you just get your foot in the way that Majukdang's going to touch it, it's really going to be tough to overturn.
So if it's unsuccessful, Majukdang's going to go to the stripe for 3. Chance to cut it to 6.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call is confirmed. Foul is on 1. Taking the landing space with a 3-point shooter. Perth lose their challenge and timeout.
There's Paul Mabry telling us that it was unsuccessful. That's what we thought, and there wasn't a whole lot in it, but just enough to get in the landing space. Nicola's not happy about it. Scott Morrison understands. I think Scott Morrison basically saying, I would have called a timeout anyway. I just wanted to have a look at it. But it probably, what, a couple centimetres back, and don't make too much contact with him, that might get overturned.
Can he make all 3? First one's in. 80% free throw shooter career. Majukdang. Crowd give him silence. And he kicks the door back open. Adam Ford having a sit back, leaving it in the hands of his troops to keep this fight back going. Travers, double team. Can they get the turnover? Noi nearly had it.
Well, it could be a back court violation. Doesn't matter. Turnover.
and the bucket off the glass. Majok Deng, game on.
Wow, exactly what the Taipans wanted. Majok Deng's amped. Knocks it, they knock in all three from the stripe, and then they get after it in the backcourt. No need to foul too early, put a whole bunch of pressure on, and in the end, they forced the turnover.
Well, it would have been an 8-second violation anyway, had that ball not been turned over. And I'm not sure what the Wildcats are thinking, just throwing the ball into the corner and everybody running away. Got to expect that the full court pressure is going to be coming from the Taipans. Get the outlets, get the release passes, and at least get the ball over half court. Credit to Cairns. Once again, they just show that fight and hang around. They've been terrific all night.
Of course, he's got his quick, athletic, long, versatile lineup out there. Adam Ford, no Nate Jawai, no Steven Zimmerman. Small ball lineup, spread it out, try to see what you can get from long range, but then defensively, they become active, and those active hands and the length in the backcourt, they're forcing the turnover. Now, the Wildcats will advance it. So can they do something similar here? No, they're not. They're going to take it the full length to keep their full 24 seconds. Gives the Taipans another chance to pressure them in the backcourt.
Crowd know how big this is. Can they get another stop? Cairns win. They'll be equal top of the Hungry Jacks NBL ladder tonight. Adam Ford up and about. Fans up and about. 4-point game, 38 seconds left. Perth lead and possession. Bryce Cotton had an early sit down back out there, and the foul. Little bump to Mitch Norton.
Not the worst person to foul, Mitch Norton. Just coming back for his first game of the season. Missed his only free throw that he's taken tonight. So send him to the line. No timeouts left for either team.
He's a career 78% free throw shooter.
First one rims out. 50. Getting a little hot in here. 50. Can he deal with the heat? Second one rims out. Rebound is huge. Wildcats come up with it.
Wow. Oh, man. It was a scramble there for the boards, and it landed in Norton's hands on the deck. Able to grab it and find a teammate.
Next up in there, just getting a piece on it, just doing what he's done so often. Making plays on the offensive glass. That's about Mitch Norton. Already got bandage under his eye first game back, and he falls down as Wagstaff in there, and they get the ball back out and blow the whistle to make sure they clean up the floor. Enough bodies going down. They had their chance. Now they've got to get. Hope they can do it again.
They give it to their main man, Bryce Cotton, double team. Has to give it up. Vic Law, back to Bryce. Frazier dribbles down the seconds, late in the clock. Quick three and a stop. Crowd roaring from outside. Rims out. Vic Law the rebound and the foul. Wow, everyone out of their seats. They knew they needed a miracle. They were a sneaky chance to get it a few seconds ago.
Well, firstly, great awareness not to have to foul. When that ball got taken back out from the sideline, ball was in Vic Law and Bryce Cotton's hand for the majority of that possession. They just stayed with it, tried to pressure, didn't foul.
They got a couple of good traps.
Exactly right. And then Mitch Norton had to heave one up. No good. And Majok Deng knows that there's not going to be a foul on that three. They're going to let you take it. They're not going to try and block it or do anything silly. Just came up long, and there's 5 fouls on Bull Qual. Another one who's been excellent tonight in the extra opportunities. 32 minutes, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists.
All right, here we go. Let's go line up. Don't worry about them.
Big Law at the line. Came into this game as the top scorer in the NBL, averaging 24 points a game. Bryce Cotton came into this second highest scorer in the comp, averaging 24 as well, 23.6 to be exact. Vic Law, 16 points with his free throw to come. Bryce Cotton, 29. The dynamic duo's done it again. Long range, speculative shot from Kawatnoi. But a great way to end the year. A New Year's Eve thriller. Cairns Taipans, who led at one stage by 18, beaten by a team that continues to be the team to beat, 84-78, the final scoreline.
Look, you never like to lose any game, but for Cairns Taipans, you can take a lot of pride out of that. The way they fought, the way everybody stood up, took their opportunities. That was an outstanding effort, and there's our footlocker player of the game. Who else? Bryce Cotton really just clawed them back single-handedly in that second quarter. Gave them the opportunity to win this game. How good was he? When he gets going, it's a joy to watch.
And consistent. Rarely ever lets you down. He'll let you down for a quarter, but it's only the build-up to actually picking you up. It's like the superhero who gets knocked over a couple of times early in the movie, but you know he's going to put the cape on eventually.
That's what he did at quarter time, Bryce Cotton. 19-point second quarter when they were in an almighty hole, the Wildcats, and he just turned the game on its head. 29 points. He scored all 29 of those in the second and third quarters, and then the rest of the team brought it home.
So the Perth Wildcats outright top of the Hungry Jacks NBL ladder to end the year. Don't go anywhere. Back to wrap up straight after the break. 84-78, the Wildcats win. Well, it's always going to be tough for the Cairns Taipans No Scott Machado, no Tajir McCall, but they were up for the battle early. Hungry Jacks, NBL highlights of what's been a great game to finish the year. They led by 14 at quarter time. They led by 18 at one stage. Cairns, and then the Wildcats showed what they can do.
Well, and then this happened. Bryce Cotton caught fire in the second quarter. Now, as you say, down 18, they needed someone to stand up. Both Cotton and Law, the two leading scorers in the league, scoreless in that opening term. And then Bryce Cotton said, nah, not going to happen. 19 points in the second, 10 points in the third. Geez, the Taipans hung tough. Nate Jawai had a stretch where he was unstoppable down low. Some good action that got Vic Law some open looks, back-to-back threes from him. You see Adam Ford losing his biscuits on the weak side as he sees it unfold. And then that was the backbreaker from Jesse Wagstaff that sealed it for the Wildcats, and they get their first win on the road.
There is that man, Bryce Cotton. As you said, Liam, didn't score in the first quarter or the fourth. All those 29 points coming in the second and third. Vic Law got going. Majuk Deng was terrific. Bull Qual. But the credit to the Taipans for the way they started, because you have to do that. If they come out flat like they kind of did in the last 5 minutes of the second quarter, this game could have blown out and got really ugly. They did exactly what Adam Ford would have wanted. They executed the scout. Their energy was terrific. The fans were involved. That was just a really fun game to be a part of. And anytime you get to see Bryce Cotton go on a show like that, a one-man show in that second quarter, it's a pleasure to watch.
So where do you have the Wildcats in your power rankings, which I always look forward to,
Well,
Liam Santa Maria?
They're second right now. South East Melbourne sitting in top. But, geez, they haven't done much wrong, the Wildcats. So I want to see them get tested on the road. They passed that test in a big way tonight.
Yeah, they've got a long stint on the road now at the Wildcats after having their first 5 games at home. There is the ladder. They're outright top, as we mentioned during the call. Wildcats with a 5-win, 1-loss record. South East Melbourne, Illawarra and Melbourne United. Melbourne United play tomorrow, so make sure you join us tomorrow. New Year's Day, Hungry Jacks, NBL, coming away from Tassie. It's the Jack Jumpers tomorrow against Melbourne United. But tonight, the Perth Wildcats, 84 to the Taipans, 78.
Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise, I'm top tier, I'm that guy. I'm the man of the year, I'm a man with no fear. I think like I'm a shark, the way I move.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Trade.
Hi everyone, thank you for your patience. Ready to take the first question.
Scott, congratulations. When you look back on it, how do you, when you say the blokes after a poor start but then to finish the way, what's your bigger focus at the end of a game like that?
I think we have to give them credit for how they came out. This was as close to a full team as we've had all season, and on the other side of the scores table, they were quite short-handed with some of their main guys out. So definitely got to give them credit. They started a different lineup, really jumped on us, played harder than us. Stuff we knew they were going to do because they've been playing hard, but really caught us off guard, and I think they deserve a lot of credit for their effort in that game. We hit some big shots to pull ahead at the end. I think our takeaway is obviously our start, but more importantly, finishing the quarters and the halves. I thought we did a poor job, especially at the end of the second quarter and at the end of the fourth. And it's not anyone in particular. It's from me on down. We have to do a better job of just managing the end of the game.
We all know how good Bryce is, but his second quarter, how you sum that up?
Is that for me?
Yeah, that's for you.
How do I sum up Bryce's second quarter?
Yes.
I mean, pretty good. I think he was 4 for 4 from 3 at halftime. I'm not sure which quarters they came in, but considering we barely scored in the first quarter, I'm sure most of them was in the second. I think it just showed great leadership. Bryce, Jesse on the bench in that first half just got the guys huddled up, got them kind of refocused, and showed great leadership on the court and on the bench. And obviously, his shooting kept us in the game. Otherwise, it could have been a quick night.
So Bryce, what were you at quarter time? When you got down by 18 in that first quarter, what was your thought process about trying to get the team back into the game?
Just pay attention to the game plan. I felt like we played as poor as we could have possibly played, but we knew if we, I guess, chip away and play the way that we're supposed to, especially on the defensive end, offense would take care of itself. And as I guess we started to chip away at the lead, we got a little bit of life, especially going into that second quarter. So halftime, we felt pretty good, even though we had a couple turnovers that final 10 seconds. But the second quarter showed us what the rest of the game could be.
Go, Blackie.
Yeah, Bryce, obviously, the way you started, things happened to you that don't normally happen, getting your shots blocked, and you threw up an air ball at one point, but did you feel like you wanted to take it on yourself to turn it around? Because the fact that you scored 29 points over the next two quarters suggested that you made a statement.
No, I play the same way every game, whether I'm making shots or missing. I take what the defense gives me, but it was a collective effort. I had some spurts where I made some good plays, but, Frage did a hell of a job as well on the defensive end, getting some great steals, Juk, Jesse. So we all played our part, and I think that's a good learning lesson for us. Luckily, we won, but it shows what we can do collectively when we all play our parts. But we just got to do a better job not playing in spurts and try to play a full 40 minutes or close to it.
I imagine what makes you most happy is the fact that you led the comeback, but then I guess it was Vic Law, it was Jesse Wagstaff, it was Luke Travers. Those are the guys that probably finished the job for the team in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think what makes me most happy is the fact that we won. So it's just, like I said, it's a collective effort. We have guys out here that are bona fide pros, and we did our job out there in the second half.
Scott, have you got any thoughts on what happened in the first quarter? Because there was just things happening to the team that you don't usually see. The turnovers that you were coughing up don't normally happen. You weren't getting a lot of shots off, let alone missing shots, and some of the shots were getting blocked and changed at the rim. Do you have any idea what was sort of the biggest factor?
Well, I think the biggest factor was them. They started a big lineup, a lot of length, a lot of size. They decided to switch a lot of our stuff. They always had someone being a presence at the rim, and it wasn't like there was little guys out there switching that we could just bully in the paint. It was 5 strong dudes that were getting into us and making life difficult. And I think that combined with a long layoff and maybe our first game on the road, all those things added up, but I think they deserve most of the credit for how they came out.
Another great positive was getting Matt Hodgson and Mitch Norton back out on the court. I hope they put up well, but it was great to see them back out there.
Yeah, I thought they both made some key plays for us. You know, just being out there was big. It was great seeing Haji, you know, dive on the floor for a loose ball. Mitch, you know, get out there and play a little bit more than maybe he was supposed to, but take a shot to the face in his first game back and get stitched up and get back out there. So they both brought toughness and some good positive energy to our group, and now we just got to keep everybody healthy until those minutes restrictions are off, and then my job will be a lot tougher, but it'll be a good problem to have.
Last one from me. A couple of hours until you bring in 2022. How are you planning on celebrating?
I guess I might have a beverage or two, but I'll also watch the film of the game and figure out what to focus on for the next couple days. That's been our mission, to be here and focus on ball. So I think whether this game was New Year's Eve or February 7th, it's a big win to get a win on the road in this league. Every night's tough, and I'm going to enjoy it just the same as I would any other win.
Scott, you now play Adelaide on the 7th. What is your next week looking in terms of preparation?
Well, we fly through Sydney to Hobart and get to see our new home in Hobart for the next month. Figure out where we're training, where we're lifting, what our setup looks like, kind of get settled, and then try and stay focused on Adelaide. I guess it's a good thing that we were supposed to play them last week. A lot of our preparation in terms of the planning is done, but mentally and physically we got to get ready for another battle. They've had a long layoff. They're going to be hungry to play, and just like I said, every game in this league is going to be a fight. So you enjoy the wins for a second or two, and then you turn your attention to the next one.
Bryce, can you talk to us a bit about the chemistry within the team at the moment? You've got a good team on paper, but most of them haven't actually practiced together because of the injuries you've had. How long do you reckon it will take for everyone to feel gelled, given the lack of time you've actually had with everyone on court?
I mean, we don't really look at it that way. Chemistry kind of goes up and down. Like sometimes we play well as a team certain games, and then other times we don't. So it's going to be a roller coaster ride, but I think so far we've been doing very well, and guys that have come in that had injuries,